All right, we're going to get started with Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael, good to see you. Washington has won 2 in a row. They've won 3 of 5. Is tonight's game as much about your guys' approach, your guys' attitude, or more so about your guys' approach and your attitude more so than the Wizards?
Well, I'm confused on that one.
My bad.
I think it's about both. Obviously, our third game is 4 nights, second night is a back-to-back. So it's always about us first and foremost. What is our mindset? What is our energy going into the game? What is our respect level for our opponent? And then obviously you also have to consider who we're playing. Now, Bradley Beal is the #1 scorer in the NBA. His backcourt partner, Russell Westbrook, is a one-man fast break and puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Guys like Davis Bertans off the bench shooting the ball a lot better as of late to help their offense in their 2-game win streak. So I think it's a combination of both. We have to definitely bring our requisite energy, but also you have to give your opponent the respect they deserve as well.
Katie Wingy.
Hey, Coach, for Michael Porter Jr. coming off a shooting night like he had last night, how do you get him going and get his confidence up early in this one?
Yeah, it's just a matter of, him seeing the ball go through the net. I think in the last 5 to 7 games, he has struggled to make shots from the perimeter, especially from 3, which is very unlike Michael Porter Jr. The question I always ask, Katie, is are we generating good looks for him? Depending on who he's being guarded by, can we get him in the post? Can we get him a shot around the basket? Can we get him to the free throw line? Just to get that confidence going so he sees it go through the net. But my message to Michael, my message to JaMychal Green, if you're in a shooting slump, don't get passive out there. Don't get hesitant out there. Continue to step into your shots, shoot it with confidence. That's the only way you can get out of that slump that you're in.
Michael Spencer.
Hey, Michael, do you have an update on Paul Millsap and the severity of his injury, when he might be back? And then as a follow-up to that, Gary was upgraded today. What do you want to see from him in warm-ups to know whether or not he's ready to go?
Yeah, I won't be watching the warm-ups. I'll leave that to our training staff. So, and it's going to be a conversation with Gary Harris to see his comfort level, if he's confident in his ability to go out there and play. And more important, not just play, but play effectively. I think there's a big difference in between being able to go out there and play a game and being able to go out there and play a game and help your team win. So I'll await word on Gary Harris from our training staff. Regarding Paul Millsap, I just know that he's out. Haven't gotten a real clear picture of how long he's going to be out for. I think they're waiting to get some results back from doctors in Boston when we got on this road trip. So as of right now, Gary Harris is questionable and Paul Millsap is out.
Ryan Blackburn.
Coach, the Wizards are 3rd in free throw rate heading into this game. Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, obviously those guys, great attacking the paint. On a back-to-back, as shorthanded as you guys are, is that the main priority for this team, is just kind of defending without fouling and preventing shots at the rim?
Yeah, those are definitely a part of it. We're playing against a team that leads the NBA in pace of play. So we know they're going to be looking to run at every opportunity, makes, misses, turnovers. So our ability to get back and try to force them to play a half-court game will be critical for us to have any success tonight. Coming off that game in Boston last night where turnovers I felt were a huge part of our loss. We just fueled that break, gave them too many opportunities off of turnovers. I think 23 points. And this team, they thrive on that, the Wizards do. So we can't, on the road, second night of a back-to-back, we can't beat ourselves with sloppy play, poor passing, and fueling their break. And then when we do get back, obviously to your point about the free throw rate, we know that they're, I think, 3rd in attempts, 2nd in makes. Beal gets their 8.4 times a game. I think Russ is a little below 6 free throws per game. So we have to make sure that we're disciplined. We have personnel discipline. What are their tendencies? Show our hands and make those guys see a crowd, because both of those guys can beat you in lots of different ways.
Leonardo Torres.
Coach, it's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Coach, what is the evaluation that you gave to Facu Campazzo's debut as a starter?
Yeah, it was obviously we've been out a lot of players, a lot of starters. Monte Morris was unable to play last night in Boston, and I just felt Facu versus Kemba Walker would be a great matchup. Two very quick guards, and then one thing you love about Facu is his energy, his activity on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he's going to run his team. He's going to make his teammates better, and he's not afraid to make a play for himself either. And defensively, the guy's just everywhere. He's just a ball of energy. I think he had 6 or 7 deflections last night by himself. I played him 39 minutes, which is a lot of minutes for one player to play, especially when you're in the middle of a very dense schedule. But, Facu's a warrior, and he goes out there and he does everything he can to help this team win, and that's why you respect him so much.
All right, we got time for one more. We're going to end with Chris Miller.
Appreciate that. Coach, you're around, Joker every day. We don't get there's not really a prerequisite of what an MVP looks like. But for you, what makes an MVP, you think, in this league?
I've been in the league a long time and had the privilege and honor to coach MVPs. I think an MVP obviously is a guy that can not only put his team on his back on certain nights and play at not a good level, not a great level, but an elite level. But I've always been told, and taught from my father, having been around this game a long time, that MVPs are guys that make all their teammates better. And whether it was LeBron James doing that when I coached him in Cleveland, or Nikola Jokic doing it here in Denver. I think Nikola has shown time and time again this season that he can put the team on his back and score 50 or 47 or 45. But he can also go out there and impact the game with his scoring, his rebounding, and his playmaking. And that's really what separates him, I think, from a lot of the other players, especially other bigs, is his ability to be the centerpiece of our offense and to have such a high assist rate where he's making everyone around him a better player. So that's how I would characterize it.
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it.